If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, because tell me that you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Johnny Fastlane here. So, Gunna finally addresses his snitching rumors, and Usher says that Nicki Minaj is a product of Lil Kim. Plus, Jay-Z lets us know his favorite songs of 2020 so far. Let's talk hip-hop.
Everybody, know, the streets know, so everybody looking at it like it was wrong because this man would let my family member, you know what I'm saying, go down for something he did.
Kitchens claims Benton and Carter were both wearing red the night Jasmine Lynn was shot.
It was just a coincidence of how it was put out. Like, they actually had on the same exact color.
Okay.
He just had on the hood, and Devo didn't. He had on a regular shirt.
Kitchens believes that mistaken identity played a big role in this case. And he knows one thing for sure, that his cousin is innocent.
And it's not right because you think you have one in jail for the crime, but it's not the right guy.
Alright, so that was a video from CNN, right? I mean, I talked about this like 4 months ago when this video first surfaced because this rapper named Tech actually exposed Gunna, right? But the whole situation is at that time Gunna didn't respond to it or anything like that, but Twitter and Instagram kind of went crazy and was like, yo, that is Gunna on Crime Stoppers kind of talking and telling what's going on, right? So first of all, it's not Crime Stoppers, but it is like a Crime Stoppers type of show, and it was on CNN, right? And Gunna definitely is giving an interview talking about his cousin, and basically the situation is his cousin was like in a rap group and somebody else in that rap group killed somebody, right? His cousin had on a red shirt, the dude had on, the one who actually did the murder had on a red hoodie, and so they thought that it was his cousin and not the dude that did it, right? So here's Gunna giving a whole interview letting people know on the news that it wasn't his cousin who did it, but it was the other guy, right? So anyway, yesterday Gunna goes on The Breakfast Club and Charlamagne asks him about this whole situation, right? So first of all, Gunna was like, I ain't never stopped. He said, you was on Crime Stoppers, wasn't you? Gunna said, I ain't never stopped a crime in my life, right? Trying to like play it off. And then so Charlamagne says, so wait a second, that wasn't even you that was on that show? And then he was like, no, that was me, but you know, I wasn't snitching, nothing like that. That's not snitching. Snitching where I come from, this is what Gunna explains, snitching where I come from is basically when there's paperwork on you, right? When you sit on the stand, like when you do a 6ix9ine, that's snitching, right? When you look at the paperwork and you see that Daniel Hernandez sat on the stand and told on Harv and told on Nuke, and that guy is a snitch, right? If you look in this dude's paperwork, or if you look in, you know, Gunna's cousin's paperwork, Gunna's name, his government name, or Gunna or Gunna, whatever, is not in the paperwork at all. So Gunna explains that because his name is not in the paperwork, he's not a snitch. Technical terms, right? But Gunna did go on national TV on CNN and tell people that his cousin didn't commit a murder, and he did also tell people who did commit the murder, right? So at one hand, yes, you are not sitting in court, you're not a 6ix9ine type of snitch, but on the other hand, you are letting the authorities know who did a crime, right? And yes, your name is not in the paperwork, my nigga, because you didn't do it in a courtroom, you went on TV and did the shit, right? So I don't know, right? I mean, well, I know. It's clear as day, right? But I don't know. So would you consider this snitching? One, right? And then if your cousin was gonna go down for a murder, would you say, nah, hell nah, it wasn't my cousin who did this, right? And again, it is not like Gunna was like 6ix9ine, where 6ix9ine was calling up Kuda B, yo, shoot at this nigga, right? And then tells the police, yo, you know Kuda B shot at the nigga, right? Even though I told him to do it, right? So 6ix9ine is a grimy ass nigga. Gunna was not in the murder or in the crime or anything with these niggas, and was trying to keep his cousin out of prison. His cousin is still in prison for that murder. Didn't work at all. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Versus Nicki. Ooh, I see a lot of that. Yeah, but you know, that's nah. Kim and Nicki is You already trending on.
So Swiss Beats and these versus battles are like fire, right? It seems like every Saturday they're doing a new versus battle, right? So they're talking to Usher about doing a versus battle, maybe with Chris Brown or somebody else who's like in the R&B vein, right? The whole situation is then they start just talking about other fantasy battles, and Swiss Beats said there's a lot of people that are talking about a Lil Kim versus Nicki Minaj battle, which would kind of be dope, right? Usher goes, nah, hell nah. Nicki Minaj is a product of Lil Kim, right? Now, this conversation has been going on for like the last 10 years, right? I thought that it was dead. Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj were cool, then they had beef, then they were cool again, and then they had beef again, right? And a lot of people say that Nicki Minaj copied off of Lil Kim's style, and yeah, I think that probably growing up, Nicki Minaj probably did listen to Lil Kim as a rapper, because when she came out, she had all the different color wigs and the outfits and all that stuff, and even the different poses that Lil Kim did in her stuff, Nicki Minaj did too, right? And there were other female rappers out when Nicki Minaj came out, right? There was, Eve, there was Da Brat, there was Missy Elliott, there was Foxy Brown, but it seems like her aesthetic did come from Lil Kim specifically, right? And then, when she got in the game, she didn't show any love to Lil Kim, and so that's why the whole beef started, right? But the whole situation is that in reverse, when Cardi B came in the game, it was clear that her aesthetic came from Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj got mad at Cardi B for not showing love to her, right? So it all just kind of, I guess Nicki Minaj can kind of put herself in Cardi B's shoes now that, the shoe is on the other foot, right? The whole situation is, of course, all the barbs kind of attacked Usher, and they were just going in on him, calling him this and that, and you got herpes and blah, 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 whatever. It's crazy, it's retarded. Lil Kim fans and Nicki Minaj fans are arguing all over Twitter. It just doesn't even make sense because this shit was, the news of 2012. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, this is fire, right? Because Jay-Z, I guess he went on TIDAL like between last night and this morning and created like a whole new playlist, right? So for y'all that if you have TIDAL, you will see that Jay-Z made a playlist. It's called A Couple Songs from Jay-Z 2020. Basically, it's, and then in parentheses it says so far. Basically, it's Jay-Z's 20 tracks for 2020 that he likes so far, right? And we're not gonna go through all of them, but just a couple of them that are kind of dope that you wouldn't even think that Jay-Z would be listening to, right? So he's listening to Emotionally Scarred by Lil Baby is on there. Heartless by Polo G is on there. Of course, the Savage remix with Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce on there, right? He has a song by Fiona Apple on here called Under the Table, right? Drake Landed is on there. Hard to Choose One by Future is on there. Toxic by Kehlani. Grace by Lil Baby. Speed Demon by The Alchemist. So I would expect that to be on there, right? Trillionaire with Future and NBA Youngboy. That's dope. Chicago Freestyle with Drake. Yeah, he got a couple songs by Jay Electronica, of course, right? Allah Sent Me, Westside Gun, Benny the Butcher, and Conway. Passion by The Dream, another song by The Dream, Wee Hours, Something to Prove by Lil Baby, P2 of course by Lil Uzi Vert, which is fire, another song by Westside Gun, and of course another song by Jay Electronica, right? So I just think that it's dope and fire that like Jay-Z is actually listening to people like Lil Baby, right? I think it's cool that Jay-Z's like listening to Polo G and shit like that. He ain't like one of these dudes that's like, oh nah, hell nah, I ain't gonna listen to these young niggas, right? And honestly, yo, Lil Baby is probably like one of the most lyrical, dopest, hot young niggas that's out right now, right? It's funny because like when Lil Baby first came out, he was like, yo, I used to pay Gunna like $100 to write my rhymes or whatever for me. But ever since then, he said that Gunna doesn't write his shit no more or anything like that. But ever since then, Lil Baby been bodying every verse that he's been on, which is fire, right? But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Johnny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.